Hey, welcome to the pursuit of being a stand-up leader. I'm Jared Whitman. I'm here with John Russell with the Business Source.
Good day.
And today we're going to talk about incentives and rewards out of John's book, Be a Stand-Up Leader, the ABCs of Getting the Job Done Right. John, why don't you start us off with incentives and rewards?
Yeah, we're about halfway through the book. This is where we're at, incentives and rewards. I think this is an important subject because a lot of businesses are always trying to generate repeat business with customers through incentive and rewards programs. And then I think that there's also, on the other side of the coin, there's the incentives and rewards for employees, like bonuses, for example, or more vacation, for example. So there's two different kinds of incentives and rewards. And we're going to talk a little bit about employee incentives and rewards first, and then we'll talk about consumer incentives and rewards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. So let's start there.
So when I think about incentives and rewards, my perspective has always been to build the incentives program around what's important to the employee.
Yeah.
Because if you, as a manager or a stand-up leader, come forward and you're going to roll out a new incentives and rewards program for your employees, let's say, just say they're salespeople, for example. They could be service people, they could be anything. But sales has been my background. So I'm going to think about it from the perspective of how do you put together an incentive program for salespeople? Well, if you come to them and say, hey, we're going to give you a trip for two to Gleason, Wisconsin, a camping trip.
Okay.
That's the big prize.
Yeah.
That's the big reward.
Right.
And you're the employee and you're in the group and you're sitting back and you're thinking, I don't camp.
I hate camping.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to go in the woods and get bitten up by mosquitoes.
Right.
That's not my idea of a good time. So they're out.
Yeah.
You just check them out of the program.
Yep.
So you could say, I'm going to offer $1,000 bill as first place prize. We're going to have a little contest. 500 to the second person, second place, and 250 for the third person, and everybody else gets nothing.
Right.
Okay, so big win for the people who want cash, right?
Yeah.
Everybody loves cash. You can't go wrong. The problem is, what if you're not one of the three winners and there's 10 people on the team? What do the other 7 people come away with?
Nothing.
Loser.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
You got nothing. And so I think there's a mistake there in terms of if you're going to create a contest or an incentive or rewards program for employees, find out what the employees want to win.
Yeah.
So they're inspired, so that it's something that they can really go after. And not many companies do that, and I don't understand it because it's a disconnect from the beginning if there's no alignment with what's of interest to the employees. So the other part of the equation, I learned this in promotions, is when you offer a prize or a contest or a reward, people in order of importance like money first, travel second, high-end jewelry third.
Really?
Gold, diamonds, silver, stuff that has real monetary value. You can put your hands on it. It's tangible and it's worth something. And it's usually pretty beautiful. So those are the 3 most desirable type rewards. And the reality is if you're offering something other than cash, travel, or jewels, you're risking a percentage of the group not wanting to participate because the prize doesn't apply to them, doesn't appeal to them.
Okay, so if the prize or the reward isn't appealing, then they won't put forward forward the efforts to even go. Move
Yeah, why
forward.
even try?
Okay.
Unless you're going to fire me if I don't participate. I've seen a lot of people in these types of situations just check out and say, great, I'm going to go do my thing.
Right.
You can have this little fun little rewards promotion, incentive promotion over here. And they're just not going to play. And so you've already defeated yourself as a leader. And it would have been so much easier to sit down with a group and say, hey, I'm putting together this program. We're going to have some fun. We got rewards. I got incentives. What would you like to win?
Do you think it would be better off, instead of focusing on the top 3 people as the winners, is creating a tiered level
Right.
of rewards?
Absolutely.
And then, how do you differentiate the reward system from the rewards that people are looking for? So if you have a sales team of 15, 20 people,
Right.
then you could have 15, 20 different ideas of.
You could have each employee come to you and say, this is what I'd like to win.
And so then what you're saying is customize.
Why not?
Well, how that seems difficult.
It is a little difficult.
Well, how would companies do that?
Real simple. Get the group together, have everybody write down, we're going to have a promotion, we're going to have an incentive program, we're going to have a rewards program. Let's all write down some of the things that we'd want to see. Okay. And let's have a group consensus. Let's everybody put our heads together.
Okay.
And then maybe we vote.
Okay.
There's some democratic ways to get everybody involved. Getting employee involvement is essential.
Yeah.
Because if you come down as the leader and you're like, hey, here's the program,
yeah,
and you've missed the mark,
yeah, you could piss off.
How much money is in it? How much lost energy?
Okay.
How much potential misdirection? It could be a major blunder.
Yeah.
And I can say I've seen it happen.
I'm seeing it happen with a buddy of mine whose company is revamping their PTO because their HR company, which is a hired on company,
right?
Outsourced is trying to conform them to everyone else they work with instead of being customized.
The same rules for everybody.
Exactly, cookie cutter. So now they're like removing PTO and how they do it, and the employees are basically losing PTO. Or
it's a tough sell.
Yeah.
When that happens.
But I understand what you're saying about customizing and doing the vote. There is a process, I think, like putting the time in to develop the process and thinking about it instead of just throwing shit at the wall and being like, hey, there we go. The first place you get a Rolex. Second place you get a set of steak knives. Third place you get fired.
The leader obviously wants the program to be successful.
Right.
It's usually tied to some level of achievement in customer service, or sales or revenue or profit or something.
Yep.
So before you put forth a bunch of energy and any kind of an investment in terms of rewards and incentives, base it on what's important to the employees.
Yep.
Because if it's not, it's
waste of time.
It's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I can't afford to see that happen, because restarting on a misdirected endeavor like that, it's expensive. You lose all the faith and trust of your people because you bungled it, you blundered, and you failed. Is that an easy way to say?
It
didn't go well.
Very easy, John.
Right.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Right. So if you can build the program around what's important to your team and get their involvement, let them participate in the creation of the program. So if they want to criticize it, they can look in the mirror.
Right. Yeah.
It isn't one guy or one girl standing up above everybody else saying, this is going to be the program. If you don't do it, you're a loser. It's a dictatorship at that level.
Right.
That's not even a democratic dictatorship. That's pure dictatorship saying, this is what we're going to do. Right. This is how it's going to go. And this is why you're going to like it. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't like it at all.
Right. I really appreciate your standpoint and your perspective on this. And it really comes back to what you're saying in your book on being a stand-up leader is stand-up leaders focus on the people,
right,
and not the bottom line.
And communicating.
Like everything in your book is so beautifully brought together on how to become a stand-up leader. and it's people focused. And uh, when you are focusing on the people, you have the ability to really outgrow and outshine the bottom line far beyond what most employers
People
think.
become pretty loyal
Oh yeah, definitely.
towards you as a leader.
Yeah.
And they want to be successful. They want to win for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's real easy to go to your team and say, I'm thinking about putting together this incentive program, this contest, this rewards program, however you want to phrase it. And I'd like you to help me build it so that we can all participate. You should see the look on people's faces like, oh, wow, I get to participate. Oh, I get to choose the prize. I'm really going to participate in this. I'm going to do the best that I can because you involved me in the process and I can be part of it. And it's not an us versus them type thing.
Yeah.
So-
I think that's really cool. And it might take a little bit of time.
Right.
But
yeah, it's going to be a little challenging to set up.
if you look at the time as an investment, right, beyond putting something together,
Right.
and then throwing it out there and it failing, what's the cost?
How
opportunity?
much time does it cost to fix a huge mistake?
Right. Yeah.
Versus how much employee loyalty and participation and engagement are you going to get by crafting a plan and allowing other people to participate? The other thing I wanted to mention was to make whatever goals there are achievable.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the amount of times I've been in these types of rewards programs where they say, hey, we're going to have a contest and you can make $1,000. And like, all you need to do is to walk from here to the island of Samoa in the Pacific Ocean. That's all you need to do.
Right.
And you're going to be a winner.
Right.
And everybody looks at you like,
what?
You are so out of touch with what's going on in the field.
Yeah.
You don't understand what's happening in the marketplace. You don't understand the competitive situations that we're in, the pressure that we're under to compete. And you just put some sort of a goal together that's totally unachievable. Yeah. So I'm out.
I appreciate that perspective too, because when you look at when you look at business owners of the company, and they are thinking, oh, I have this great idea, I'm gonna run it to the people below me,
right? And
if the people below you aren't being like setting you straight and be like, this isn't gonna work,
right?
Then
they don't want to call your program less than
you need to build
adequate.
You need to build a better bench if they're not setting you straight, basically.
Yeah, I feel sorry for those leaders that set these programs up with these big incentives and then they make the goals unattainable. Yeah. And it immediately is deflating. Yep. And it can be demoralizing. It can be enough for people to quit. Yep. Because you just basically launched a program that's impossible for me to achieve, impossible for me to participate in, unrealistic, out of touch. And here we go again with another huge mistake that you're going to have to figure out how to recover from. Yeah. Instead of sitting down with the person and saying, you've had a great year. Last year you did X, Y, and Z. And this year you're looking to be as good as that or better. And I'd like to sit down with you and customize a set of goals for this new incentive program that we're putting together. Yeah. And I wanted to get your take on where you're at and where you think we're going and what should we do? Yeah. How can we set up a stretch goal for you that would allow you to participate in this, make more money just because you're doing so well, and then at the same time, get you involved in our incentive and rewards program. And now you've decided with me what the goals are.
What's gonna work.
It's a shared experience. Yeah. A friend of mine has been very successful in sales. New owners came in, new managers came in, and they're like, hey, we see your goals here are pretty low. And maybe we're going to need to change those goals. I already promised you I was going to do $10 million. Now you're telling me that because you're new, You want me to do 12 or 15 million on top of what I've already projected?
Right.
I gave you my projections.
Yeah.
That's what I think I can do.
Yeah.
That's a stretch from last year.
Right.
And now you want to make those even higher. Now they're your goals.
Right.
They're not mine anymore.
Yeah.
Now you set the number. I told you what I could do, and you want to put your number on it so that you can have those goals. You own them. I'm going back to doing my job. And that's kind of a hard line in the sand.
Right.
But they need to be told in no uncertain terms that they changed the rules of the game in the middle of the game into an unrealistic scenario. Now, that employee, are they going to try to rise up and get to 12 or 15 million? Yes. But that's because they never stop selling.
Right.
They never stop working. They're always going to apply themselves as much as possible. Now, maybe that's not true with every individual.
Right.
But in this case, when you're bringing your best game every day, you're not holding back.
Right.
You're not sandbagging.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It's like, I'm going to do 10 like I promised you. I'm going to try to do 10, and okay, I'll try to do 12 or 15 too.
Yeah.
So it's just, remember when you set goals for people as it relates to a rewards program, if you undermine their number, it's your goal as the stand-up leader,
Right.
not the employees.
Yeah. And especially in a sales position, you want your employees to own their goals, and they have to be their goals, and that, something that they are going to achieve.
Right. And some companies don't have goals.
That's crazy.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
But in the case of incentives and rewards, build a program around the employee.
We spent a lot of time on employees. Can we take a look at incentives and rewards from a customer standpoint?
Yeah, I think that's equally important, but different.
Yeah, totally different. Now there's two different types of customer incentives and rewards. I think there's a lot of reward programs out there now.
Right.
We talked about Quick Trip beforehand.
Right.
Quick Trip's really big in the Wisconsin area, which is where we're based. And I have a Quick Trip rewards card, and I go to Quick Trip quite often. It's I wouldn't say
it's the main quick stop.
It's the main gas station convenience store in the area.
Right.
And they'll ask me every time, hey, do you have a Quick Rewards? And I do. And I usually say I don't do anything with it. So
what do you get with it?
Well, you get stuff. You get you can turn in rewards for convenience items,
free
like
bananas.
Food. Yeah, free banana. I don't know if bananas is the actual thing. But you get discounts on like gas. You get free water. That's what usually I did, which was fine. But yeah, I just don't.
Free sodas at the soda fountain.
Yeah, something
free
like
cup
that.
of coffee.
I honestly, I don't know specifically. I signed up a while ago.
I hear you. But it's not working for you.
It's not important enough for me to. It's not important enough for me to move forward with it.
So I got a friend who has a Quick Trips rewards program.
Yeah.
He was telling me how great it was because he saves like 50 cents a gallon on gas.
Oh.
He's pretty pumped up about it. Okay. He's like, oh, you're missing out on this. If you're not doing this, you're not getting that. And I'm like, well, I'm not interested in trading my personal information and my purchasing data, which is what they want, in exchange for, I don't get it. What do you get? I'm still trying to figure that out.
You know what? I wonder if they sent out an email and I just unsubscribe from all emails because they send out daily or weekly
spamming,
emails for coupons or whatever that I just don't care about.
Right.
And I just unsubscribe from all emails. Right.
So I had a situation I mentioned earlier that I just ordered a pair of boots from the Danner Company out in Washington. Okay. And as soon as I clicked buy, they said, do you want free shipping? Mm-hmm. Well, it would have cost $20 to have them delivered. Yeah. It is not Amazon. Right. It's straight from the company, American-made company. And if I gave them my email address, I got free shipping. And automatically, now they can market to me, but it was worth it to me for the $20.
Right. Do you give them your actual email address, or do you just have one email address that you
No, I have several, but I'm not one of those that just plugs it in with a fake address. I mean, if I'm going to sign up, I'm going to sign up. Yeah. So it was a nice little reward, and I appreciated it.
Yeah.
It made me feel good about the company.
Right.
And I'm free shipping. They should arrive today.
Awesome.
So, there's other businesses out there. Let's talk about what other companies have you ever come into contact with that have a referral rewards program or a customer loyalty program?
Yeah.
Can you address that?
I think a lot of companies have customer loyalty programs. If they can collect your email address, then they can send you repeat emails, rewards, discounts, and get you back.
You're a subscriber now.
Yeah, you're a subscriber until you unsubscribe.
Right.
But then that gets you in front of their brand on a continuous basis. I think the idea is if that brand did well for you, then you're more adept to repurchase or rebuy with them. I think like home service companies that have a customer referral program is beneficial to help lower the cost and create a reward opportunity for customers to get paid by recommending their friends and family for services.
If you come to me and say, my air conditioner's broke and it's 100 degrees out, and I say, call Ryan at XYZ Heating and Cooling Company, and you call them and become a new customer, what should XYZ Company do for me?
I think that this is how I would run it. I would have a form or something or a set of directions on a little card that the customer could hand off to a friend that might have a need for the services a home service company would have. And then that information would be collected, and there would be a payment or a bonus, referral bonus, based on certain, so it'd be tiered on certain systems. Let's just
say it's a $5,000 air conditioner.
All right. So
what do I get?
If
I make you,
what if it's $100?
Okay.
$100.
Free $100 credit?
No, a check for $100.
$100 bill.
Yeah. No, a check for $100 or a $100
Is that
gift
realistic?
card. Why wouldn't it be realistic?
It's a lot of money to give away.
How much money does it cost?
What's the value of a customer for a lifetime?
What is the value of a customer for a lifetime? How much money does it cost for a company to spend to get a customer?
A lot.
Right?
Right.
So if a friend or family member is going to recommend someone,
automatic,
that is already a way into the door. $100 is a beautiful amount.
Wouldn't you think that you'd be going out and looking for people to refer? If I was going to get $100 a clip,
you have to set up the program well. You have to make sure you're doing a damn good job for your customers that they want to recommend you. And then just doing a repeat customer, always keeping your brand in front of that customer.
So here's another example. Same industry, HVAC industry. Yeah. Let's say that I sign up for your annual service agreement for $279 per year. HVAC company XYZ is going to come out to your house at least once a year, maybe once in the spring and once in the fall, and check your HVAC systems to make sure that they're operating correctly.
Yeah. It's
kind of a clean and check
I think
program.
So you're saying like that's an incentive.
I'm going to spend $279. I'm going to sign up for your customer loyalty program.
Yeah.
Seasonal maintenance agreement. And in exchange for that, I get priority service when I have an emergency.
Yep.
I don't get billed for overtime on weekends and holidays. I get a free filter. Whatever else.
Right. Yeah. Plumbing inspection, electrical inspection, if that company has it. I think maintenance programs are incredibly beneficial for any home service company if you can build that in and figure out how you can build in that program. I would do a monthly charge.
Monthly?
So instead of $270, maybe it's $279 for the year, or a monthly charge at $20 a month, whatever that comes out to.
Right.
So that's a recurring revenue, which would be beneficial.
It's a big revenue stream
Yeah.
for home service companies like that.
I also think that, like, well, this wouldn't be a reward. Maybe if you had an additional beneficial, like if you had a cleaning package, like, hey, all these products are what you can use to clean something. Maybe it's a pool cleaning kit or something. If you sign up for our maintenance program.
Here's another example of frequent flyer miles.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I know that with Capital One credit card, we get a bonus summary.
Yeah.
And you can either convert it into cash, or you can convert it into points for airfare, or you can use it for hotel or car rental. Yeah. That's a pretty good customer incentive program.
Yeah. A lot of people, like, that's going to make you use your card more, so you can build up. I think even on my Amazon Prime reward card, I get 5% back on certain purchases, 2% back on gas purchases and whatever, and then 1% back on everything and on anything. Now it's 1% of purchasing, which is whatever, but still that makes me more want to use that card, so that I can earn the points. And then
Costco is a membership-based warehouse store, and they have a rewards program. And at the end of the year, you get a percentage back of your purchases.
Oh, it's like as a coupon bonus type thing?
Yeah, credit.
Okay.
So you can I just got a $100 check from Costco.
Yeah.
That's because I'm a member.
Right.
And this is their membership rewards program.
Yeah. And
my wife gets that, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to Costco. It's a big day."
Right.
So that's a great rewards program.
Is she going to spend that $100?
We're all in that and more.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So, pretty smart on their part.
I'd probably spend it on bacon.
That's just me. Love bacon. So, incentives and rewards is a complicated subject.
Yeah.
I'm not going to minimize it.
Right.
Because there's a lot of extenuating circumstances, and you've got your stand-up leader to employee programs, and then you have your business to consumer programs. Yeah. And the bottom line is, if you're going to have an incentive and rewards program, make sure that the rewards and incentives are attainable.
Right. Because
if they're not, it's fruitless.
Correct.
And make sure that, as my dad always told me, the rules are fair, they apply to everybody, and make sure people can win and be happy.
Yeah. I think also, like, putting that time in on the back end before you just roll something out without thinking about it.
Right.
Check in with your employees and involve them in the reward program, in the incentives, and really build something that's robust, that they're going to be excited about, that they're going to want to put energy forward. It's probably going to take the same amount of time if you put the work in on the pre side versus putting that energy and work back into something that is a complete failure.
Yeah. So most of these programs are somewhat, I'll call them, from business to consumer, subscriber based.
Yep.
And what you want to make sure you're doing is setting it up so that you can create a great feeling for your brand, a positive experience. Everybody gets to participate, and don't be afraid to invest the time, like you just said, early on in the process to build it out properly, so that once you do launch it, your chances of success are greatly enhanced.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that covers it.
I think we had a great conversation.
I think incentives are good.
Yeah, I agree.
Put your homework into it before you pull the trigger.
Invest in the opportunity cost of a good incentive.
Of doing it right. Yeah. Do it right. Be a stand-up leader.
Be a stand-up leader. Wow.
Thanks for being with us today. We'll catch you next time.